Hello, everyone. It's me, Lucas Dre. We are here getting ready to do another sealed of Dominaria United, and we're going to get right into that right now. Another amazing day where the heat is sweltering, and I have to turn the AC off so you don't get that noise in the background, but it's all right. Let's see. This is going to be our fifth sealed. I did. I've done one sealed so far that was not recorded. I did okay in it. I think I went 5-3. I got the Phyrexian Shieldred, and that card. My deck wasn't good. It was broken because of that card, but when I didn't draw it, I lost. So every one of my losses was because I didn't draw that card. So my deck was not the best, but that card was the best. So here we got Timeless Lotus. I imagine this is okay. Getting extra mana onto the board is pretty strong. The Urborg Lagoif uh, is definitely a 4-drop, not a 2-drop, unless it's really late in the game. But this card could be very good. Leyline of Binding, phenomenal spell. And the Guardian is great. So Leyline and the Guardian are looking great here. I have not played with the Scholar yet, but I imagine it's okay. And we have a Fixer, which is okay. And it's on point with the Lurgoyf, so let's see what we can go and do with this. So, yeah, our white's looking pretty good. Actually, insane. We have 3 arrests and a binding. Wow. Not to mention runic shot. So, right there alone, white is providing us 5 removal spells that are all very good. Not to mention that I think every single one of these white cards could make the cut of a deck easily. Now, I haven't really got to play with this card too much. Doesn't normally make the cut of my decks because it's either in a deck where the creatures aren't that big to enlist onto, um, or I just don't have a reasonable amount of white spells to really want to play white. But in this deck specifically, it looks very reasonable. Let's cut these lands. Let's see our blue. We have the Shore Up, Timely Interference, Essence Scatter, Impede, Negate, Protect the Neighbors, which is nice. Negotiators, not neighbors. Protect the Negotiators, which is a good spell. Um, the Drake is fine. Yeah, blue doesn't look that exciting. Let's see what black has to offer. We got Vivisector. We got the Splatter Goblin. I think both those creatures are fine. Volturian Aristocrat can be good, but so far we only have Splatter Goblin that's pretty good with that. I mean, there's also Eerie Soul Tender, which would be fine in those colors. And I guess reinforcements would be fine here, but all the other creatures wouldn't be so good. So the Aristocrat doesn't look that great, but we do get Extinguish the Light and the War Leech, which do, if we do remember, we did get a Lurgoyf, which kind of goes along with the idea of milling ourselves, and Eerie Soul Tender, so we could go that route. And there's 2 Necromasses, so the mill strategy looks pretty strong here. Extinguish the Light's great. I like Splatter. I like the Vivisector. We had 2 Barricades. Barricade's good. Shadow Prophecy is a lot better than it looks like. The Tattered Apparition's fine and sealed, but we're definitely at a point where we don't really need that. So red gives us Flowstone infusion. We do have quite a few spells where the infantry is really strong. Lightning Strike is just great all the time. Steel Crusher, great. 2 hymns, wow. And the Keldon Strike team. Brute's good. Fire Nado's fine. Molten Monstrosity. I've not liked this card since it was revealed to me, and a lot of people put this pretty highly. I have seen this card just be a dead card in people's hands because it's 8 mana, and it's really difficult to get that cost down without it being like it. At the minimum, casting this card has I've seen a lot of 2-drops in play, and then this being cost for 6 mana, which is not a cost reduction for this card. A 5/5 trample for 6 isn't terrible, but it isn't great. And getting this to get cheaper is very difficult. Um, Outside of being played with green, where green has some pretty awesome creatures like the 4-drop 4/4 reach. If you can get that in comparison and combined with this, you can getting the cost reduction down to what would it be 3 at that point is insane. So I will put in the deck because we also have Writhing Mass, which does combo pretty well with the monstrosity if you have a lot of creatures in your deck. Bite Down is good. The Brawler is good. That's a 3 of these. That's terrible. Lagorth would be fine in our list. Badger's okay. Gardener's great. There's the Sentry. There are 3 Elfheim Worms, which are really good. Wrath is good. And then here's another gold card that's decent, but they're both in blue, which our blue's kind of weak, so maybe not. Spawn of Turg, however, is good. Looks like we have quite a few artifacts. The Scry Librarian's a lot better than I first gave it credit for. Mana Worker's great at fixing mana. Tablet's fine. This card's okay. I mean, we'll put it in there. Ojin. I've never got this to trigger because it always dies before I can attack with it, but it is what it is. Put that in there. We don't have a ton of defenders, so Shield Wall's probably not good. Librarian's fine. Mana Work will be fine. Yeah, so we got a lot of really good cards here. We'll put the tablet in there, and I mean, I imagine Timeless Lotus is fine. Tap out, pay 5 mana for this. And then you can use it to cast a ton of spells the next turn. But without a lot of draw, I don't think that card could be that great. So let's just take a look at our list here. So red-white has a lot of really cool interactions I like. And some decent creatures in the cheap end. So does black. Green gives us Bite Down, which is nice. And the Brawler, which is phenomenal. Orborg is more of a 4-drop. If I had to express that. There's Leech. Both of these require in order for this to be a 4-drop, you'd have to play blue. Our duels for blue are okay. We have Aquifer and Yamavai Coast, which is fine. Like, overall, our green looks okay. I don't hate it. So the Scholar's interesting because you can tap it to add green mana, and you can tap 2 non-token artifacts to exile the top card of your deck. So this can be good if we had other ways to generate artifacts. Right now we have Tablet, Mana Worker, and Librarian. I don't really see anything else in the format that really allows us to generate tokens. So a 3/3 for 3 is fine. But I don't know how much I want to play that. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I'm looking at red is that there are 2 battle hymns and 2 infusions. Red-white looks like it'd be the best at really controlling the board. So let's look at red-white, and then we'll go from there. Oops, I didn't mean to cut that. I didn't mean to cut that. The Thrill of Possibility isn't terrible, so... And Hammerhand's probably fine. Okay, let's look at our list here. How many creatures we got? 16? Okay. So we're probably not going to need to play the Tornado. We did plenty of good white removal and battle him, which is nice. Let's see. Metal Worker is probably not necessary in the build. I don't think we need Tablet. Take Up the Shield is interesting, but we have so much removal that I don't think it's necessary. I like Herbalist. This is a better card if we get to play green in it. So, right now it's just a Grizzly Bear. We have quite a few spells in red and white. And Hammer Hand is one of them. We probably don't even need Librarian. This is a kicker card for 6. These are interesting. Yeah, our red-white looks really strong. Like, if we splashed anything, I think green would be nice to be able to splash. We have a red-white duel, but we don't really have any other ways to splash green, so... Because I wouldn't mind playing this or this. Like, these two creatures are fine. Getting to play the Scion would be nuts, but it doesn't look like our colors lend ourselves to that. Yeah. I think we're going to be red-white. I think our red-white is so good that we can kind of do what we want. Now, the monstrosity looks pretty good after playing a Sky Knight. If we have, like, any creatures, we don't have any 3-drops, really. And we're probably not going to play Root Weaver. So this puts us at 25. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have very many 3-drops that add to this. So the monstrosity looks kind of... Well, I guess we do. We have Strike Team. So if we went Strike Team into Knight, and then attacked with the Knight, got for 5, then this would cost 3 mana, so then we'd get a 5/5 trample for 3. Just fine. And we do have the Hammer Hands, which I'd probably only play 1, if I was going to play any. Let's see, what's our creatures at? 12? Yeah. I want our creature count to be high, but our removal count is really high, so... I kind of want to play this. I do like the Librarian. I've been really impressed by it. Yeah. Having another 3-drop creature is nice. I think I'm going to keep in a Hammer Hand and cut down on an Infusion. Although, it does make Infiltree a little worse. Let's see, how many instances we have? We have 5, 6? 5 auras. Oh, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I think I'd cut Hammer Hand to bring in one more Stone Infusion. It's just a solid... It's basically a shock removal plus can pump. Some decent... Rune Arc is fine just as a 1-drop. And kicking it would just be fine. And since we don't really have any mana to fix for that, I'm not going to play it for that reason. Now we have 2 Battle Hymns and 3 Citizens. We could, like... If we could get our curve a little bit lower, but I don't think we're going to. Right here is 13 creatures, which is, I think, pretty decent. With a lot of removal and stuff, our creatures are going to be pretty easy to not be sacrificial fodder, and we have lots of ways to just keep that in. So maybe we want to bring in, instead of an Infusion, I think maybe take up the Shield might be nice in our list. And we cut down on an Infusion. I think Infusion is fine, but I don't know if I'd want to play 2 of them. But maybe we do, just to get the small creatures out of the way. I guess that does serve a purpose. This is definitely a 6-drop. This will probably be a 4-drop in our deck. Yeah, we have so much removal. I think we're just going to take out the Infusion here. And just run with 1 Infusion. I think Thrill of Possibility is necessary. A necessary evil in this format. With so many so many cards that fix nowadays, I actually think that it is a necessary evil to play as much draw as possible. Just because you're going to get into situations where you need to be deeper into your deck than your opponent. Alright, we'll take and play Sacred Peaks, and we're running 16 lands here. This looks like our list. I think this is actually quite good. The fact that we still have, like, Hammerhand's a really good card, in my opinion, and the Infusion is good, but if Hammerhand's only good if we have lots of creatures, and we don't have that many, so I'm not going to risk the 2-for-1s with a low creature count deck, because 13 creatures is pretty low for an aggressive build that we have here. But we have so much removal that we might be able to just take that over the top. Cards we're afraid of, Wraths, so we don't want to overly play to the board, so we're going to rely on our strike team to be good, Monstrosity to be fine. One of the things that I'm a little wary about is Monstrosity being 8 mana. There might be games where we have to pay a full 8 on this, so this is where I don't like this card that much. But overall, I think we have to mulligan hands where we don't have a lot of creatures in them, just to make sure we have creatures. Because we have so much ridiculously strong removal that I think we'll be fine on being able to deal with our opponent's stuff. So maybe that's just good enough, and our top decks just need to be smart. The only thing that we could do here is add another color for more creatures. The worms are really awesome, and I would play these worms over Molten Monstrosity in our deck at a heartbeat. Because I think these cards are really cool with the Enlist creatures we have. And we have 5 Enlist creatures, so... And then there's Molten Sentry, and at that point we also have the Scion, which is great with the Enlist creatures as well. The problem with adding green to our deck is that we don't have any ways to fix for it. Outside of putting a pretty bad creature in our deck as a creature as a body. Like in a more defensive shell or mid-range deck, I actually think this is pretty good. And our deck is definitely gunned more to beat the face, so... I think we're gonna... Man, it would be really nice to be able to play the Brawler, too. Like, our green does have some really strong cards, and... Jeez. Yeah, I think we're gonna try it this way. If I don't like our first couple of games, we'll add the green. But for now, we're gonna go with this route. Technically, we do have the green creature. Oh, the kicker guy. I forgot about that card. That'd be a good reason to try and get green in our deck as well. Alright, I've convinced myself. I really do like this card a lot. This would be a solid 3-drop to be in our deck as well. Like, cards that I think are kind of okay are the Infiltrate can be good. Picker's not necessarily fine. I don't want to play the Monstrosity. I really don't like that card. I think that card's very weak. However, the green cards that I'm going to add are very... okay, because are the top-end ones. The Brawler would be fine, and the Sentry. Don't think we need Bite Down. We have so much... Our other removal's much better. We'll cut Thrill. I think the Herbalist is pretty good with all of our Enlist creatures. Don't need the Librarian as much, because we have such high creatures here. This becomes more of a 3-drop. Probably at this point we can get rid of the Flowstones. Probably don't need the Infantry because we can't grow it. 25 lands. We just need to cut a couple more cards. We're probably going to go with 17 lands. Now, well, I think we could still... No. 17's probably right. Maybe we don't need that many worms? No. Now, granted, we have such really powerful creatures. I think Take Up the Shield becomes much better. So we're that many... yeah, we could probably... We really don't need to play... Yeah, we'll probably play all... Play all the green cards. Our removal's really strong. So... Alright, we're going to try 16 mana. I think we can get away with it. We're probably going to want to play 5 forests. Go up on the plains. The mountains. 5 of each. Then go 1 and 1. So we have a dual land here. So this is 16. I think this is a light amount of land. But I think this is right. Alright. I think our deck needs to be... Yeah, I think our deck needs to be 17 lands. I'm going to go up 1 more plains. And we'll cut... at this point, I think probably take out the... Let's see, we got 15 creatures. So we're probably going to cut a spell. I'm going to take away, take down the shield, take up the shield. I think that card's good, but they're not on the same level. We have Rune Shot, Lightning Strike, Binding, 3 Arrest, and 2 Battle Hymn. I think we're good on our interaction because it's just direct interaction. And we have this to help us grow, and I think everything else is fine. I think 17 is right here. And we're going to go with this list. Sometimes you're handed a weird shell for sealed, and you just kind of have to work with what you have. And I feel like this is a much stronger list, much more power in it. And since there's such good interaction, I think as long as we don't keep hands that are stupidly risky, we should be fine. Alright, let's type in sealed number 5, and sure, we'll put that there, and okay, let's go. Let's get it done. We got a ley line, so we should be fine, right? Looks like, where is my phone? It's right here. So, I gotta be somewhere by 6, so starting at 3, so a little, so I started a little early today. But I'll be back on after I go meet up with the others. Nice. 4 Battle Hymns? Battle Hymn is awesome. Yeah, this would be a stupid keep if we kept it. And we'll keep this in hopes that we draw a white. Yeah. His hand is a lot more riskier, but we don't want to mulligan too much. Alright, so we got our second white source, which is nice. So a lesson for a lot of people is that they'll keep a specific hand because of the... They won't put lands at the bottom because they're afraid they won't draw any. For those who need to hear this, it's okay to send lands to your bottom because after mulliganing, because at that point you're in control of the land situation. All right, we'll play the reinforcements. Now we have a gross amount of removal, so I have no problem using this one to get rid of creatures. Now we don't have a gross amount in hand, but we have a gross amount. Alright, yeah, so we'll just play the bigger creature here and pass. Now we need a single green source. So our top end cuts off at 5 mana. So we could probably hold on to this plains. And I'm probably going to. Because we do have, I think, some stuff that requires us to discard. I'm not sure. Let's see, we're going to start green right here. Okay, so they got Crusher and whatnot. So if we attack here, it's a single trade. And I don't think we'll make that trade. I don't think that's very good for us. They're on black and red, and whatever mystery color they're playing. Um, so they could have the discard spell. And if that's the case, I'd rather have this, because this affects our board, and I'd rather them have to have a removal for it. Okay. And keeping lands in your hand is a good thing, because there are people who play discard, and it's important to have basically discard fodder. And since our deck operates on 5 mana, I think we're good to go on that. And representing a hand of strength is important as well. But sometimes, if your deck needs, there are just some decks where you just need all the land in play. Because you need it. There are kicker spells. There is a kicker spell in our deck that requires a 6 land, but it's best that we just keep it. Okay, that's just fine. That's a good draw. Especially after what they just did. Wow, that is actually incredible. Granted, if we do attack and make this into a 5/5, it's still going to be the smallest creature in play, so I'm not exactly sure if that's what I want to do here. I think we're just going to put our guy in play and wait till next turn. So we have a lot of removal, and we don't have a ton of creatures, so I don't feel like 1-for-1ing here is a good idea for us. Interesting. Nice. That's actually really good. We don't have a combat trick, so I'm just going to throw out my creature here. And, so them attacking like this, we can get a 2-for-1. I'm actually okay with that. So if they do want to block, they're going to have to double block with this. Probably shouldn't have played our creature beforehand, but sometimes it's good to encourage your opponents to make certain plays. Nice. Now they could have a Wrath here. Okay, just another removal spell. That's fine. Now we've cleared the board. That's pretty good for us. Interesting. That is a good card. Granted, their creatures aren't great. That doesn't make their toughness any better. Yeah. I think what we're going to do here is attack for 3 and then play 3/3. Interesting. Interesting. Really? They killed a Root Weaver. You'd think you'd get rid of the Trampler here, but apparently the Root Weaver is a much more dangerous threat. Oh, because it can block and they want to attack. Okay, that makes sense. That makes it a little bit more sense. We'll just take it. Oh, that's just phenomenal. Um, so I'm willing to make this trade, but I'm not going to trade here. So because this is an option, they're probably not going to attack. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put a counter on this, and then we're going to attack for 6. And if they want to get this off the board, they're going to have to double block. Okay, so they have something. It's probably just this, the enlist targeting their own card. However, I will also offer this. If they want a 1-for-1, that's fine with me. Because getting their lifelinker off the board matters, just in case they have pump spells and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. It's definitely not the scariest card that could have played against us. So they've cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so they cast 11, 8 spells. I mean, at this point, Alright, so they have no mana open, so trading here is fine. I don't want them to be able to get back their conscripts this turn. Yeah. That's interesting. They have another play? Oh. That's pretty good. Alright. They shouldn't have attacked there, I don't think. Unless they have the double strike card. Alright, we got him. We got him. Nice. Alright. Chalk one up to the win column. 1-0. That was an interesting game because there was a lot of like technical combat math, seeing as how we were both kind of like saying that we really don't play combat tricks. When you're playing equipment, that means that you're probably light on removal and light on tricks. So, although equipment are great, I think equipment's a great choice. This is a good hand, a really good hand, actually. On the draw, even. The more cards we get to have to discard to the Guardian, the better. This card is quite good. Like, it doesn't single-handedly beat this card, but it does say that if you attack, we have an indestructible in the midst of the board. Granted, if they attack here, I'm not going to block. Main reason why I don't block there is that I'm not going to pitch a card that they can protect their guy by pumping. All right. Now we do have an answer to it, but we also only have one white source right now. Yeah. It's not what we wanted. I'm going to leave up Law Enforcement and probably take another beat attack from that. Because honestly, at this point, I kind of just want to build onto the board. And we're just kind of like knuckling each other for a couple damage, which is fine. Now, to piggyback on what you were saying, King, earlier, like our decks are similar. Hopefully, I gave you some ideas of like different things to consider when you get a deck that's kind of like that, like a weird pool where you're kind of like forced into a position. Okay, that's pretty gross. Um, they have one mana open. If they have a pump spell, I'd rather them use it now. Because I want to play to get onto the board. If I can just kill that, it's fine. Nice. Alright, we're not playing this forest. There's no need for it. Like, the only reason why we're playing the second forest there is because we gotta get our creatures into play. I'm not blocking this guy, so we just take it. Like, if they pump here, it wouldn't surprise me at all. That is unfortunate. So, I'm debating whether I attack with this or not. I probably am not going to attack with it. But maybe we do. Yeah, I think we do because we're probably going to take out this knight. We can't kill this because it's vigilance. So we might as well hit for 5. And being able to scry is a big deal. So we have a binding coming up and another creature, which is great. So we'll just put it in play like this. We're going to save these forests for removal. They're probably going to take 5 here. And since I don't want to take too much damage, we're just going to kill this now. So our ley line gives us an answer to the phalanx, in which we will be taking 4. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we're probably not attacking this turn. Yeah, we're not attacking this turn. We're going to have to pass. So we're probably going to make a defensive block here and then kill the other one with our binding. This card is quite good if you can get to casting it for 7 mana. Glad we got rid of the Paragon, though. That would have been disgusting. This is fine. Interesting. So if they don't make an attack here, we can play our reinforcements, which is fine. Not taking damage this turn is huge. Alright, now we can play our guy that can grow this one. And having an indestructible creature versus their board is pretty nuts. Now, granted, we could attack, but we're in a really bad spot, so we'll just play a flyer at this point. They have no instances right now, but we're still not attacking. We'll just start attacking for 2, because they are kind of low. That is a good card. I'm glad they have no cards right now in play that will be beneficial for them. And that we have a flyer. Okay. Sentry's nice. Really nice here. So we can't attack on the ground. So I'm thinking about attacking here for 5 or for 4 in the air. I think that would be right. Because ending the game matters. Question is, do I play this land to hold up reinforcements or not? I don't think we need to. I'd rather just have these to discard to this. Yeah. Like, the only other land I'll be willing to play is either a plains or a mountain. We don't need these forests anymore. Sure. That's a good draw. We will enlist here, and we will tap down our sentry. Because we probably have a lot of land on top of our deck. Crusher, okay, that's really good. Yeah, we'll take the Crusher, because that can kill their artifact. And now we're swinging for 7. They have to block. Okay, so they've jumped blockers. That's fine. See, and this is a good card for them to crew with when attacking. This time I will play my land. Because then that means we might have the giant growth we need. So depending on how they attack will depend on how we block. Yeah. It's interesting that they didn't use this. I'm going to play this right now. Just to take this off the board. But we are going to attack with the Enlista Worm and this. Because that'll present the most damage. Well, also allowing me to enlist. We're going to enlist for 7. So this is a 7 that we want to make them block. And we get to scry, which is huge. Lightning Strike's nice. Now by crewing this, I'm just going to kill it. Now, by doing this, they only have one chump blocker for this. They're still going to take 5. Okay. At this point, they need to force us into discarding, and we have a land to throw away. And we have our reinforcements in our hand. Plus Lightning Strike on top of the deck, so that means we have lethal. As long as we don't die this turn or they gain an absurd amount of life, we should be fine. That is not going to do it for them. Like, I'm not even going to play the enforcements because we don't need to. And we're just going to go to the face here. Yep. Alright. Woo! Another game. That makes 2. Lightning Strike being that good for a reason. I mean, it's not as good as Lightning Bolt, but only by a colorless mana difference. And it's crazy how big of a difference that is between playing Lightning Bolt and Lightning Strike in other formats. Is that, I mean, Incinerate existed, and it's a 3 damage thing, and it had a clause that used to get played a lot. Alright, so this is a hand which some people would deem risky. It's a little risky, but it has a really high armament of really powerful cards. The only problem here is we're missing a red mana, but we're going to keep it. I think this is a good enough hand to keep on the play, that we can have a 3/3 for 3, and as long as we draw a land, if we get a white mana, we get Citizen's Arrest. If we get a red mana, then we also have Heirloom, and we also get to play Binding on 3 as well. So this hand has a lot of upside to it. The downside to this hand is huge, but that's only if we only don't draw any land. But if that is the case, we're probably going to lose anyways. Okay, that's an interesting card. I'm not sure if I want to play that into a 1/3. Although there's no other time to play this, so we'll play it now. Okay, I like that. Now this is only a 2/3, so we're just going to jam out our 3/3 creature here. Granted, first, there's a lot of cards that this will trade into, but this is what we got to do. Nice. I mean, this is fine for us. We just trade. Okay. Well, the worst is happening. Sort of. We do need to draw another source of mana, which would be nice, but, you know. We have time. We will attack here and here. This doesn't pump toughness, and we can just trade whatever they equip to with our reinforcements. If they want to triple block here, we get to kill 90% of their card. We are a land away from doing pretty awesome stuff. Their blitz is fine. We will trade here, because at this point we're still winning the race. And we have a lot of cards that we have here. Okay, Footweaver is good. Yeah, I think we still just attack here. Now this does Decent. Okay, so they just had another token generator. That's fine. Nice. Okay, we got our card. Now we have a 3/3 trample. Um, our blocks aren't very good on the next combat. Although we do have Leyline. I kind of want to play this. And they could go wide, have a wide strategy of pumping and stuff. So I think we should just attack here. Because right now they're representing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus times 3 is 18. If they have the plus the Rylan call, it looks like they might. Which makes me want to hold this up. Granted, if we play this, I guess they can win. They can win through us playing this. They're not going to necessarily be able to win through this. So they have 8 damage here. I'm not really worried about that. I think, don't you just go for it? Yeah. So this will prevent. So this is 15 points of damage. Yeah. Granted, we are still kind of dead if they have another one. I don't know. Do they have another one? Okay, they might have another one. If they have another heroic charge, we block, and then 9 damage is through. So we just have to play another creature. Problem is, if we just play another creature, we just die. Yeah, we'll just play another creature and pass. I'm going to challenge them. If they have another heroic charge, they don't just beat us. Okay. Interesting. Alright, that's a pretty good creature for us to get here. Now the Menace guy is kind of a problem, so... Maybe they didn't feel comfortable attacking when they could just play a creature. If we play this, then we'll probably have to double block here. We double block and then block, and then they beat us with the charge. I think we just say go. I'm playing around another... yeah, we will. We can bind it on their turn, though. So I kind of want to get them into playing Heroic Charge. Because I'm not sure if Heroic Charge kills us or not. That's pretty gross. Okay. They're going to have to pump twice to kill both our creatures. And when they do that, that'll leave mana unavailable, and we'll just get to kill their guy anyways. I will take the 1-for-1 here. It's fine for me. Interesting. Now we take out the trample. Alright. Now we don't really have much of a choice but play our guy. So we have lethal next turn if they can't kill us. Now we could have done this last turn and just hope, cross our fingers, but we had a legitimate play, which does mean increases the odds of them drawing another heroic charge. But if they don't have another heroic charge, they're dead. So that is not a heroic charge. Okay. I mean, I'm going to go for it. Yes! Woo! Now, I did give them credit to having another heroic charge. I mean, unlikely as that would be, they did show us a lot of, like, redundant cards in their deck that do a lot of the same things. And if you're going to play a lot of tokens going wide, then heroic charge would be insane. Alright, we're 3-0. I'll take that. I'll take our 3-0 start. Man, I am dying from heat. It's so hot in my room. It probably also doesn't help that, like, hopped up on Red Bull. I mean, it's good that I'm getting my jitters, which is better than not having them. This is a good hand. It's not so aggressive, but on the play, we got a lot of really cool cards. So, removal. It's a very removal hand, but I'm okay with that. Nice. So, reinforce. This is actually really good with this. So, I guess we'll play it. Uh-oh. Did we just get disconnected? No. Okay. Our game crashed. Dang it. Oh, wizards. Why? I wonder what happened there, why it did that. We're currently waiting on our match to reconnect. Maybe they disconnected as well, or the whole format crashed. Okay. Maybe theirs also crashed here? I'm not sure. Oh, now we're the Ajani icon as well? I hate it when it does that. The game crashes, so we have to, like, get a different file. How annoying. I'm probably going to take our lightning strike because that is our only answer to it right now. They probably should take lightning strike. There's no reason not to. They're like, everything else would be a mistake. It's a pretty easy take the lightning strike. Yeah. Since this has vigilance, I can't kill it with rune shot. But since we have citizen's arrest, we should be fine. They attack for 3, we take it. All right, so they're missing a color. All right, citizen's arrest is nice. We just play that here. We do get blown out if they have a leyline of binding, though. I mean, if that's the case, it's fine. Now they could have the 5 damage removal spell to all. Oh, my brother is texting me. Alright, waiting on our opponent here. There might have been like a weird background reset, because when it does that, and it's not a disconnection from the internet, then it's usually like a reset for like the whole system. Maybe somebody discovered some new bullshit combo and crashed the game. That does happen. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we have an answer in Leyline. Well, you knew it was there. Don't give me this nice crap. I hate that. Like, nice. You drew a card that was in your deck that we knew about. It'd be one thing if I was top decking it, but I drew a land. Most likely card to draw. So this Splatter Goblin is pretty devastating for us right now. Nice. Alright. I'm just going to jam this, because this will help us get around the Splatter Goblin. I mean, I'm actually kind of fine with 1-for-1 here. It's essentially is what this is, and they take 1 damage. It's still 1-for-1. I just got a phone call. I need to call them back after this is done. Okay, so we have Lightning Strike against that. Okay, so they could have the Indestructible card, and if they do, we're just going to need to hold up Lightning Strike here. Granted, we have lethal if we just attack with everything. Yeah, I think we'll go that route. We're not dumb. We'll just attack with everything. Other creatures you get +1. Nice, we got there. They might have had the +1/+1 counter card and lifelink and indestructible, and they had to pass because they knew I had Lightning Strike, but and they just need me to make a mistake. Because if I make that mistake there and just go for the kill on their guy, we lose. I'm fairly certain we would lose from that spot. So that's another win for the books. All right, let me. I'm gonna put us on here. I need to make sure I call back that person we just were talking to. So we're going to be right back. All right, I'm back. They were just making sure that we were all set. All right, I'm going to go to my profile and make sure our settings are all correct. Of course. Yeah, it looks like all our settings are all right. All right. I hate it when the disconnection like that in the middle of a game, because it does all that BS. All right. We're 4-0. Let's keep it going. This is really nice. S-Gold. Wow, this is a really good hand. We're missing a singular planes to make it perfect, but this is a very good hand. I mean, if they have this and scatter, they're going to use it. They should use it. You know what? I'll arrest a bloatfly. This can go to hell. It's a Phyrexian. It's on flavor. You know, that's fine. Let's see if they block. Yeah, we'll just kick this then. Because then we have trample. We could have started with that, but if they don't block, then they fear the wrong card. And now we just reversed two attacks with this thing, essentially. And we're winning the race on the board, so they have to play to the board. So if they have counter spells, they're going to have to do something else. I think our removal will play a bigger role here. Yeah, I think the Sentry's a little better than that guy, based on the board position. Oh, nice. Now, regrettably, if I knew I was drawing that, I would have kept my other card, but Sentry's just a good card here, because in order for them to be aggressive and take care of the board, we get to keep our biggest creature, which is better than theirs, at attacking right now. The splatter is fine. Okay, so we can kick this if we want. It's probably not what we want. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty good. Don't think we need the mana up right now, so we'll just pass. exile that spell when you cast it. Interesting. Okay. Okay, and they paid life to do that. Alright, they're in a really good spot here. We definitely will play a land here. Now, they're at 8, and we are at 13. This can trade here. And if they attack with both these, so we just kick this. And we just say go here. We're just going to have to look for an opening and go for it. Plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Interesting. Yeah, this is not a time for us to be drawing like this. Okay, I think we just say go again. We still have a few more removal spells to answer their stuff. And we'll take it. This is pretty bad for us. Lightning Strike is good. So what we could do is Lightning Strike this. Then attack here. We'd lose our board and then be left with the Apparition. So I think that's not what we're going to do. I guess just in case they are playing the counter target spell unless we pay equal number of creatures they control, we should play our land here. I think we'll just take it again. Now we'll kill this. We don't want him to be able to sacrifice and draw a card off of it, so... yeah. Not the card we were hoping for. I mean, technically not dead, so I'll play my land and pass. We're not in a good spot by any means. They've drawn way more cards than we have. And even if they've drawn 2 lands in a row, they're still way far ahead on us. pump twice? Actually, we can take this out, take 4. Well, we'll go to 1, I guess. Yeah, they got it, but I'm going to let them have their fun here because it's just going to be how it is. If I knew I was drawing the Marauder, the token card, I don't think I would have. I would have discarded the Reach guy instead. Or maybe we should have kept our creatures. It didn't look like they had a lot of removal, but this is where hindsight is 2020. You know, if we do better, we could have played better, but it didn't matter. They drew very well. All right, this is a fine hand. I'm okay with playing this as a Grizzly Bear. And we have Runic Shot on the draw, so if they're an aggressive shell, our Runic Shot will be at least okay and not disastrous. Okay. Nice. Alright, that's a little bit better. We'll play that here. Like, I hope to rip a forest next turn, so we can just play Order and then suit up our Crusher. Okay, looks like they have different plans. I'm probably not blocking the Root Walla. Nice. You know, honestly, this is an easy attack. I don't have tricks, so if they want to trade, I'm okay with it. Alright. So they can pump this up to a 6/6. So this will probably be able to attack through. So we'll just double block here. We might not even block next turn. Because if they hit us for 10, that puts us into 7. But it'll tap them out. And then we can Runic down their Root Walla. And then play another creature. I think that's probably the better play. Granted, if they just have removal, it's not great for us. Oh, Goblin. Yeah, because this is blue, red, white. Yeah, I was thinking about the other play here, but if we can get this off the board, we should take the deal. Granted, if we can't, we're still in a tough spot. But we are at 15 as opposed to dead. Okay. Yeah, not good. Not good. That was the risk of that play, specifically. Nice. Okay. So, in order for this to be a lethal threat, they're going to have to pump into it. So, I'm going to just kill this guy. And play our planes and play our guy. So now we have Citizen's Arrest. Probably just taking this. Mm-hmm. The fact that they got a 2-for-1 on us is pretty bad. Maybe we shouldn't have done that, but I didn't know we were drawing citizen's arrest. That's pretty gross. I mean, we're still behind on board too, but a 3/3 flyer is not that scary to me. Oh, it's a Dragon Hydra. Interesting. We'll take it. They want to pump their dude. I'm okay with it. They hit us for 9 damage this turn, dropping us to 3. Nope, just putting us at 7. Interesting. Mm. Okay, so we drew a green source. Not what we need. So in order for us to be aggressive this turn, we're going to have to attack in a certain way. Alright, so yeah, we want to be able to attack this turn, so we're going to play this. And we can take out the root walla and then trade our guy and hit for 3 damage. And then we'll play our forest and hold. Yeah. We'll play the forest now. This will trigger and untap my guy. If they want to trade, it's fine. I'm kind of surprised by that. I just played a forest, but they didn't care. Yeah, we're pretty dead here if they have anything. Yep. Alright, we've lost 2 games to Mana Flood. That's atypical when you play 17 lands. It's going to happen to you. It's just unfortunate when it does. Yeah. Not a lot we could have done about that game, other than not get the fact that they got a 2-for-1 on us was really bad. But I didn't know I was going to draw a removal. But maybe I should have played as though I drew something that it was necessary, because I need to start remembering that sometimes you're not. You got to draw as though you're going to get what you need, and being able to have 2 creatures in play on the turn where we just had to play our 1 and they into 2 things and kill a guy was just not good enough. Them getting a 2-for-1 on us was huge. but their creatures were very good. They had very good cards in their deck. They had a high risk, high reward list too. Similar to ours, but not as. Ours isn't as risky. We do have some mana fixing, and our cards are all very good. It's just drawing walls matters. Now, this is a really strong hand. Hopefully, it works out for us. I just got a little better. Getting the Guardian out is really nice against blue because this is kind of a sticky card for them. You know, I'm not going to go for the throat on that card right away. I will, however, attack for a lot of damage. Because this is 5 damage. Multiple removal spells on top of our deck for their creature. Yeah, we'll take those. So I'll trade my Steel Crusher for more information. Yeah, we'll do it like this. It's fine. I think I'm going to discard the Worm here. Just because I can't play it. And I can play Crusher here. While holding up Lightning Strike, which is huge. Yeah, we'll definitely need another land here, so we'll put it like this. That way Citizen's Arrest will be unlocked for the turn that we get it. Her hand is looking real spicy. That card's pretty good. I'm not going to say hold on to removal because this has ward. We can just pay the 2. Now we're really close to just lethal with this and Citizen's Arrest. Bam! We won! Nice. 5-2. Oof, we were just 4-0, and then we lost 2 in a row. 5-2 is not bad. We want to win one more to kind of push it over. Winning 7's great. I don't know if our deck deserves to win 7, but I think our deck is quite strong. So as long as we're not getting mana flooded and we're put in positions where we're okay, we should be fine. I hate it when like trying to control the volume on this thing. All right, so we're missing a green source here. We're on the draw or on the play. Like we need a green source to play this, and these are both 4-drops. I think we mulligan here. All right, I'm fine with this hand. I'm willing to keep this. Yeah, we need to draw land anyway, so I'm willing to bottom a land here. So this has haste, so it's a fine enough reason to play it. So just start doing damage to our opponent. That's annoying. This makes a 1-1, so they get to fix their mana and then prevent some more damage for a turn later. I would really hate to use a Battle Hymn on a 1-1. So we'll lightning strike this guy. Alright, that's pretty good. We're just going to kick this and put our counter on our team so we can hit for 4. Yeah, okay. They're going for a chump. It's reasonable to do that. Especially if they have a Wrath here, which would be upsetting, but not the end of the world. Seeing as how we have 2 4-drops. Granted, we're probably not going to play this 4/4 into removal, but we're going to try to like pressure them to use removal on these creatures. Yep. Not surprising. Now we should be good on mana, so... Deck, if you could draw us no more lands for at least a few turns, I think we should be okay. Liliana, that is upsetting. So they had Liliana... Ratha got into Lily. Okay. If we draw land here, I'm happy with them having a Liliana. If we don't... Interesting. I mean, I guess I'd use a citizen's arrest on it if we had to. I mean, this will come at a cost of a card in their own hand, but they get to choose. They'll know when to do it. I think we just battle him that thing. Yeah, if we're going to use a 1-for-1, we might as well battle him on the Liliana. Not what I want to do with that card, but it is what it is. I don't think it takes priority, but we didn't have anything to throw away to it, so we need to deal with it in our own way. Okay. We'll play a creature here. We can't really beat these, but if they get back their Liliana, they're probably going to make a sacrifice, but... Yep. Sounds about right. I mean, they didn't get us too hard this game so far. We could still draw some removal. Big creature's good. just in case they draw a discard, we have the forest. I'm hoping they drew some land. They did scry. Just take 5. I think they should have attacked here too. Now we can't gain life. Maybe we kill this first then. Yeah. Yeah. This is actually going to be a problem because they can fire breathe with that too. Get to do some damage here. So we're going to need to draw an answer to this soon. Oh, we're just going to die to the squee then. Yeah, we could have traded the mass. But I didn't know what they were going to play after. Oh, they just have lethal. Cool. Alright. 5 and 3 it is. Alright. Yeah, and that should do it for us today. I'll be back on later tonight, but for now, this is what I'm able to do is a sealed. And I'm going to upload this to the to YouTube so they can check out us doing well enough with what we have. So, all right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later tonight. And peace.